Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening, everyone. A drive-by suburban shooting in the early hours of this morning has rocked a small community near Launceston. Police suspect it was a targeted attack gone wrong, with an innocent person caught in the crossfire.
Jagged bullet holes shattering the front windows of this home. Shards of glass remain as investigators piece through the scene of a terrifying shooting incident.
At that location, some shots had been fired into a unit while there was a single occupant inside the address. We do believe the weapon was a shotgun at this stage.
Police were called to the Bowdens Road property at Hadspen just after 3 a.m. Thankfully, no one was injured in the attack.
The address was shot at. We believe it's a targeted address. However, we do believe they've fired into the wrong address.
Investigations now looking into potential links to other drug and firearm crimes in the area, while also relying on multiple reports of a vehicle witnessed right after the gunshots were heard.
It's a small vehicle, we believe maybe a station wagon, which drove off at a fast pace.
We spoke to a resident who was too distraught to be on camera. They said the incident made them feel fearful for their life and they now feel unsafe in their own home.
Any person who's involved in a firearms incident, as this person was, would clearly be traumatised by what's occurred. It just reiterates that firearms in the hands of the wrong people have no place in our community.
Anyone with information is urged to contact Launceston CIB or Crime Stoppers. Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmania News.
A Tasmanian shipbuilder has hit back at claims its vessels aren't suitable for crossing Bass Strait. Incat has returned fire at Western Australian company Austal, which is hoping to snare the lucrative Spirit of Tasmania contract.
Let the battle for the boats begin.
If there's anything that can be built for Tasmania, it should be built in Tasmania by Tasmanians.
But Incat is facing competition in the race to replace the Spirit vessels. Western Australian boat builder Austal wants the contract. Its plan is to construct the hulls in Asia and float them to Australia for fitting.
Everything we do will be tailored around maximising the work content that can be done in Tasmania. That's where we will start.
Austal argues only a large steel monohull ship will suit Bass Strait. Tasmania's catamaran maker says otherwise.
We wouldn't agree with that statement. We could build vessels that have the same capacity as the current Spirits. However, initially we believe that what we can do is buy everyone time to see what happens over the next 5 or 6 years.
For now, Incat hopes to add a catamaran to complement the existing Spirits. Meanwhile, Labor has its doubts over the Austal pitch.
What it looks like is the majority of the work's actually going to be done in the Philippines, in a shipyard that has never built vessels of this size or vessels of this type.
Last month, the state government ditched plans to build the vessels in Finland, opting instead to explore local options. A task force is expected to release its recommendations within 6 months. Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
A technical error has disrupted upcoming COVID-19 tests in Tasmania. Some test referrals by GPs made over the past 2 days haven't been properly processed. The system error has now been resolved. However, the State Health Commander says anyone who was referred and is yet to receive further contact should notify Public Health and continue to self-isolate. A 50-year-old unlicensed driver has been caught speeding more than 80 kilometres an hour over the limit on the Bass Highway. The circular head man was yesterday spotted by officers due to his driving manner at Black River in the northwest. It's alleged he then evaded police and began dangerously overtaking vehicles at around 180 kilometres per hour. The man is now facing a raft of driving charges and will appear in Smithton Court next month. Lauderdale has snapped a 3-game TSL losing streak in a must-win match against the last-placed Tigers. In the other games, Clarence has jumped North Hobart on the ladder after its victory, while North Launceston's purple patch continued.
For two sides languishing at the bottom of the table, there was no understating the importance of this match, and the men in red drew first blood. Stopping the bleeding, the next challenge. Lauderdale booting 6 unanswered goals in a destructive 10-minute period. With the match slowly slipping away, the Tigers began to dig their claws in. But from all angles, Lauderdale were unstoppable. There was no love lost in the match between North Launceston and Glenorchy. The aggression proving self-destructive for the Magpies, a silly free kick gifting the visitors a golden opportunity.
Snap around the corner, another goal to North Launceston. Sheriniga, that man again, 2 goals in a couple of minutes.
The Bombers hungry, swooping on any chance in front of goal.
He turns around, right foot, Jay Foon for goal. Oh, what a goal that is!
The win sure to give them confidence heading into next weekend's blockbuster with crosstown rivals Launceston. Garth Burley, 7 Tasmania News.
Meanwhile, in the TSLW, Launceston remain on top after a crushing 53-point victory over Kingborough. The Blues came out of the blocks hard and couldn't do much wrong in front of goal. Despite tough defensive pressure, the Tigers couldn't stop the Blues' onslaught. In today's other match, Molly Mitchell led Glenorchy's charge, booting 3 goals in a commanding win over North Launceston. South Hobart have survived a late scare in today's Premier League soccer. The visitors made a strong start, opening the scoring in the 12th minute. They doubled their lead after half-time through Sam Berezanski, holding on to seal the match despite a goal to Riverside in the dying minutes. While in Devonport, the Strikers scored an incredible goal from a monster free kick.
I don't see them being caught if they open up a 6-point gap. Free kick hitting in the middle of the box and then steered home by Connor Park from close range.
Grinding out a 1-0 victory over Glenorchy. The Northern Hawks remain undefeated in the Tasmanian Netball League after a 35-point win over Arrows. The Hawks shooters led the charge and were clinical in the goal circle, racking up 81 points. Meanwhile, Kingston put their bodies on the line in the other match. But after a tight first half, Cavaliers came out firing, running away with the match by 17 points.
Good evening. A high of 12 about Hobart and Launceston today, 13 across Burnie and Devonport. Lowhead, Strawn and Ouse reaching at 12, Wynyard and St Helens 13 and 10 at Flinders Island. On the close-up shows cloud over most of Tasmania. Further out, a high-level cloud band extends into WA and South Australia. Tomorrow, a high-pressure ridge remains over Australia's centre and a low-pressure system moves eastwards over WA. South to southwesterly winds tomorrow 20 to 30 knots, swells up to 4 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. A strong wind warning is current for all Tasmanian coastal waters, excluding Banks Strait and Franklin Sound. And a warning to sheep graziers is current for the east coast and southeast forecast districts. Tomorrow's forecast now, a few showers and 12 right across Hobart, Richmond and Ouse. In the north, Launceston and Deloraine, partly cloudy, mostly sunny at Devonport. Burnie tomorrow, mostly sunny, showers at Strawn, Curry 11. 13 across St Helens and Whitemark, and Swansea expecting a shower or 2. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast Monday, showers about the west and south, fine about the north. Tuesday, showers about the west and south with areas of morning frost. And Wednesday, showers across the west and south, mostly fine elsewhere. Capital cities, Perth expecting a shower or 2 tomorrow, Sydney 17 and sunny in Brisbane. And currently Hobart 7 and showers, Launceston partly cloudy and Devonport 9. That's all for weather tonight.
Lovely, thanks for that, Jackie. And that's all your news for tonight as well this Saturday. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.